Hey, it's David here, and today I want to talk about the new restructure tool that we've recently added to my property portfolio. So part of the challenge you've got as an investor is, it's great to have your portfolio all uploaded and all the information there, and to be able to see by property how it's performing, owner occupied, short term, long term, and all of that detail. But often the challenge is, even when you can sort and organize that, the challenge becomes how to optimize it. It's not always easy to know what to do next. And with my portfolio, I can just say, yep, just show me my short term, long term, leave out my own occupied. I can reorganize my portfolio. I can sort it by cash flow and things like that. But what we've added recently is this module called Restructure. And what it does is it brings your portfolio into one place. It brings any projects you're looking at potentially purchasing, and also others that are suggested properties based on best for cash flow and growth right now. So what I can do here is I can say, okay, here's my portfolio. I've got an owner occupied property in here. I'm going to take that out of the picture, and I'm going to look at what I've got left. I've got Kenny Road performing pretty well. I've got no mortgage. I've got Tutoki, who I can see has going backwards at 20 grand a year, and growth wise it's gone nowhere since I purchased it. So let's say I want to sell that property. I can start to see the impact along the top of the screen there on my portfolio when I make these changes. So with Donbuck Road, we know we're under renting it by $300 a week, so let's put the rent up there. That's a $13,000 difference. Karamu, we know that we can get a better mortgage rate if we renegotiate, and we also might change interest only. So just like that, I've made a $31,000 impact to those two properties where I've changed the mortgage structure of the debt. I've sold a property that was costing me $20,000 a year, and now I've got the ability to say, okay, based on what else is available right now, if I was looking at properties across the country and I'm looking for cash flow, then if I'm going to add this project here to my portfolio, what kind of impact does that make? And so I can take my portfolio, if you remember at the start, from a minus $25,000 position to a plus $87,000 position, just by looking at changes I can make to each property at an interest rate level, at an interest only or P&I level, rent level, and even property management. If I say, look, had a long-term tenant in here for 3 years. She lives nearby. I live nearby. I'm going to change property management to zero, and there's another $4,000 a year I've saved. So with the restructure module, it allows you to play around with your portfolio without actually having to go in and out of each property individually, and to pull the key levers and to see the difference. And another thing I can do here is I might say, okay, this property in Remuera, I've decided that for the average time I've owned it, it's gone backwards. Even though my cash flow is good, I'm going to sell it. Okay, so I've now sold that property. We can budget selling costs in here, so the difference between the valuation and the net sale proceeds by the time we take out agent commission, marketing, any discount or what have you. And when I sell that property, my portfolio is reduced by 1.2 million. My debt's come down, my equity has come down, but my cash at bank has gone up. So now with that cash at bank, I've got the ability to use that to pay down debt or to fund another property. And if I just simply go into the property here that I'm looking to purchase, and I say, yep, $460,000, I'm going to put $200,000 worth of cash flow or capital towards that, I can now see my mortgages come down, and now my cash flow's jumped up from about, I think 12 grand a year, we're talking about 11 grand a year, to 20 grand a year. And I can see my cash at banks now 193,000, et cetera, et cetera. So the restructure tool really allows you to play with your portfolio, run scenarios. You can save those scenarios so that you can look at a number of different scenarios if you want to. And also with actual properties, if you select apply and you select apply to my portfolio, it'll actually go and change the settings in your portfolio for you under the properties owned tab, rather than having to go off there and do them yourself. Just a word of warning, of course, make sure you carry out the action steps to achieve the results. Otherwise, they won't suddenly change unless you put those steps in place. So that's the restructure tool. It allows you to add and remove, chop and change any of the properties within your portfolio or outside of your portfolio, so you can redesign and restructure it and create a much better, much stronger outcome. So one of the other things I didn't mention was, I'll just jump to it now, is if you're stuck for ideas, you can simply say, hey, improve my cash flow by $50,000 a year, and I think it's 500, and you can ask AI to suggest a plan for you, and AI will look at offering you or suggesting a plan, and create a multi-step plan as well, based on ideas for your portfolio. So that's another trick you can try and use as well if you're short of ideas yourself. So enjoy and have fun playing with lots of different restructure scenarios.